Hello there guys, and welcome to the last part of this weekend's live stream for IFMC here at Hockenheim. I'm JWF1 and we're going to kick things off today with race 2 for IFMC GP3. If you didn't see what happened in race 1 yesterday, it was quite a very interesting one with both championship contenders retiring. In the end, Will Power ended up winning the race, taking his second victory of the season, with Alexander Rossi finishing in second and Sébastien Buemi rounding out the top 3, making his way up through the field after what had been a tricky qualifying session for the Swiss driver. Well, as you know, the top 8 get reversed for this race, and it leaves Anthony Bear, who got his first ever championship points yesterday, to grab pole position with Santino Ferrucci in second. So maybe we could have a different winner, but we will wait and see on that. So if you can hear some drilling in the background, I think that's next door doing that. But anyway guys, we've got 9 laps of action here for race 2. So before we start then guys, let's mute this, turn this up a little, and let's have a look at the grid for race 2 here at Hockenheim. Here we go then. So on pole position is Anthony Bear with Santino Ferrucci in second. Felipe Nasr lines up in third with Robert Kubica in fourth. Lucas de Grassi starts in fifth with Sébastien Buemi in sixth position. Alexander Rossi is in seventh with yesterday's winner Will Power in eighth. Marco Andretti starts ninth in the Auto Jamaica with Nick Heidfeld in 10th. 11th goes to Michael Elation with Eero Vainio in the Suomi racing car in 12th. Anthony Davidson will start 13th with Kyle Kaiser in 14th position. 15th on the grid is Nico Kari with Jack Aitken after his clumsy mistake yesterday, down in 16th. And then the 6 retires from yesterday. Ferdinand Habsburg, championship contender, 17th, Antonio Walker 18th. Championship leader, Josef Newgarden 19th with Daniil Kvyat in 20th. And on the back row of the grid, it's Oliver Rowland and Daniil out. And that is the grid for race 2 here at Hockenheim. So there is the grid then guys for race 2. And the weather, it is bright and sunny, so leave your predictions. But without further ado, let's get to race 2. So, here we are then on the grid then. It should appear in a little bit. On the grid then, it's Hubert on the right of you screens, Ferrucci on the left, who's going to get the lead into turn 1 as we wait for the 5 red lights to go off to signify the start of race 2 here at Hockenheim. 1 light is on, 2 lights are on, 3 lights are on, 4 lights are on, 5 lights are on. And it is go for race 2 here at Hockenheim. It seems to be a good start for the front 2. Looks like Ferrucci might have a slightly better start than what Hubert does. Anybody coming alongside Ferrucci? No, it doesn't look like it. Ferrucci might get the jump on Hubert. Sticking with him around the outsides. Everybody got through okay. Good start for Kubica to get up into third place. Has everybody got through okay? No. It looks like Aitken and one of the Auto Jamaica cars have gone off. It's Ferdinand Habsburg. And he hits Josef Newgarden. The 2 championship contenders have hit each other. The 2 championship contenders have hit each other. Controversy between the 2 title contenders as Ferdinand Habsburg has clipped the side of Newgarden, and Newgarden is out of the race. What on earth happened to Aitken as Rossi's also gone up at turn 1. Looks like somebody clipped Rossi just before turn 1 there then. What caused Aitken to go off? And he got clipped by Habsburg. Habsburg clipped the side of him there. Habsburg went sideways and collected Newgarden. Newgarden was just a passenger in all of that. Let's have a look and then we'll see what on earth happened to Rossi just before turn 1, because he's gone way off just before turn 1 even began. It looked like somebody had tapped him. And there goes Rossi. As you can see, he spun off just before turn 1 there then. But let's see what happened to Habsburg as through goes one, the Pennzoil Grand Prix car. He's had a good start. Looks like Habsburg got tapped. Then he went for the dive. Aitken already closed the door. And I think I'll be interested to see who tapped the back of Habsburg. I don't think that caused Habsburg to dive it down the inside because he still was at normal speed. It wasn't like Habsburg was locking up the brakes to try and stop it. Let's see, was it apt by any chance to clip the back of Ferdinand Habsburg? Then we'll have a quick look and see what happened there. And, well, it actually looks like, in fact, did somebody else clip it? It looked like Rowland actually clipped the back of him there. That didn't cause Habsburg, though, to lock up. And he just dived it down the inside of Aitken. And as a result, Newgarden got collected, and as a result, he's out of the race. I was going to say, what on earth happened to Alexander Rossi at the start of the race? He was in 7th place when the race occurred, and oh, Power tapped the side of him. Power tapped the side of him. Rossi went wayward and got clipped as a result. It'll be very interesting to see how that started out initially. We managed to clip the start there, but Power has clipped the side there of Alexander Rossi, and carnage down at turn 1. Let's have a quick look then. So as you can see, Rossi gets a good start, gets the jump on Buemi at the start, then a little bit of hold up, and what on earth was Power doing there? He just clipped the side of Rossi as a result, and just ended up with Rossi just going backwards as a result. And there's the contact between Aitken and Habsburg, and Rossi able to keep going. Luckily not to sustain some damage, but both of those incidents will be investigated after the race for sure. Aitken, though, trying to get it going. He was pretty much taken out there by Habsburg, so both Willows racing cars in the wars there, it must be said. And the question is, has Aitken beached the car? Well, he's having to wait, but Newgarden out of the race. Meantime, Ferrucci leads, but Hubert trying to grab the lead back. We need to catch back up to this as we go through turn 1, as Ferrucci keeps the lead there, but Kubica wants an attack on his teammate now then. He tries to look to the outside, but Hubert covers him off. Grassi might try and have a look in a little bit. As they go down this straight now, then Heidfeld fancying his chances. Did Aitken get going? Yes, he did. But it's now costing him his race. Hubert looking to the outside of Ferrucci. Will he try and dummy it down the inside? He's going to try and have a look to the inside. Isn't quite able to make it work out. Heidfeld down the inside of Grassi gets the move done into 4th place there. Has everybody got through here okay? There was a few issues here yesterday, but everybody seems to get through okay. And, well, that's that really. Ferrucci keeping all the lead. Hubert starting to drop back. And now Kubica in the slipstream of his own teammate as they come down towards the bus stop chicane for the first time today now. Then Hubert goes a tad bit defensive into that corner. And rightfully so, keeps on that. In fact, Heidfeld actually dives it down the inside of Kubica and takes hold of 3rd place. As a result, up to 3rd goes Heidfeld. He's now going to look to the outside of Antoine Hubert as they come around the right-hander side by side they go. Down this straight, Heidfeld's still going to stick with him. And that's a beautiful pass from Heidfeld up into 2nd place. Goes the Kennystar Motorsport car, and he gets up into 2nd. So Hubert loses 2 places at the start. Heidfeld up to 2nd, and now trying to chase down Ferrucci in the hopes of trying to get his 2nd victory of the season as they go around these last section of corners now then. On the track as Heidfeld, as Habsburg's dropped to the back of the pack. I wonder if he's made another mistake. In fact, he's lost a bit of front wing. It looks like Habsburg's made another mistake somewhere. So he's lost a bit of front wing. We'll have to return to the pits as Ferrucci sets a fast lap. Now does Heidfeld. And Heidfeld under pressure, it seems, as Kubica having to fend off from Grassi there, as Hubert still sticking with Heidfeld, looking to try and grab back 2nd from Mr. Reliable. And as you can see, Grassi on the inside of Kubica. Will Grassi get the move done? As Hubert now then looking to the outside of Heidfeld into the 1st chicane. Will he get the move done into that 1st chicane? And no, not quite. Heidfeld fends him off, as down the inside goes Grassi on Kubica into that 1st chicane. And he grabs the place. Up to 4th goes Lucas Grassi. And that's that for him, as Kayser's taken 7th there from Will Powers. Up to P7 goes Kyle Kayser, as Buemi's all the way down in 11th place at this stage now. Then Habsburg in now then to repair that front wing. So a disaster for him as far as he's concerned, as Ferrucci negotiates through that 2nd chicane. Meantime, Heidfeld's still got Hubert for company behind him at this stage. Kubica's falling back from Grassi. Nasr trying to slowly close in on the pole, as Power's still stuck behind Kayser for 7th place in this race now. As they come down the long straight, Hubert in the slipstream. He's going to look to the inside. Will Heidfeld get the move done on Nick Heidfeld? He just doesn't seem to have the momentum, and that's that really. Sorry about that. Hubert wasn't able to find a way through, but he's going to try now down towards this right-hander. Now they're trying to get the move done on Nick Heidfeld. Will he get the move done this time by down the inside? Trying to dive it down into that corner. Isn't able to make the move stick. Heidfeld fends off for the time being. Meantime, Ferrucci continuing to lead the way at this stage in the AYP racing car, looking to get the team's first victory since last season. I think with Antonio Fuoco. I think it was towards the back end of the season. I believe it was in Magny-Cours from what I remember. I could be wrong. But Ferrucci looking to grab his first IFMC GP3 victory if he can, as he rounds the final corner, and onto the pit straight he will go. Meantime, Hubert still sticking with Heidfeld. Can he possibly try a dive down the inside of Ferrucci? Sets the fastest lap now. Then Hubert looks to the inside into turn 1. Will he get the move done on Heidfeld? No, Heidfeld just able to hang it around the outside to keep all the plates. And now Grassi and Kubica now on this fight for 2nd place. As meantime, some battling going on for 7th, as up into 7th place goes Power, as Elation now on the backside of his teammate Kyle Kayser for P8 at the moment. As meantime now in side-by-side action between Grassi and Hubert. Has Grassi got 3rd from Hubert? And yes, he has. As now Aitken sets the fastest lap of the race. Grassi up into 3rd place in the American engineering car, and now sets his sights on Nick Heidfeld for 2nd place as they come out of the 1st chicane. Kubica trying to get back on Hubert, but Hubert in fact going back on Grassi. Will he try and retake 3rd from the Brazilian as it goes to the outside in towards the 2nd chicane now? Then will he get the move done on Grassi now then as he approaches the 2nd chicane? No, not quite. Grassi just able to fend him off to keep on the 3rd. at this stage. Elation a bit far back from Kyle Kaiser to try and attack him at the moment, as we've got a 3-car scrap for third. Heidfeld starting to take advantage and get away in the hopes of trying to chase down Ferrucci. He's got a bit of a gap now in front. Meantime though, Hubert's got the momentum. He's going to look to the inside of the Grassi. Will he get the place? Will he try and maybe dive it down the inside into the bus stop perhaps? And no, he's going to slot back. Just didn't carry enough momentum into that chicane. And tucks up for 4th place at this stage. But now can he possibly try and dive down the inside into this corner? In fact, he's going to try and do what Heidfeld did a little earlier on him. Look to the outside, but De Grassi covers him off. Just didn't have the momentum. And now Hubert thought about having a look, but then goes back into the racing line. Maybe he could at the same time be feeling the pressure from Robert Kubica, his own teammate, at this stage of the race. As meantime, Kvyat trying to make his way up through the field after yesterday's crash he suffered. Same for his one-off teammate, Oliver Rowland. As meantime, there's a battle going on in the background. Rossi making his way up through the field as he tries to have a look at Davidson, but Davidson having none of it. As the pair then fight for 16th place, apt on the back of that battle as well. As Buemi's down to 20th for some odd reason. Why is Buemi all the way down in 20th? We didn't see. He must have made a mistake somewhere. So unseen by the cameras, Buemi is down to 20th place. Habsburg still in 21st after he made a mistake and had to come into the pits to get a new front wing. So Buemi down in 20th place, so no points going to that Kennystar Motorsport car. His teammate though has a chance of a podium, and if he has the pace, maybe the win, but he's got a lot of time to gain if he wants to get hold of Ferrucci. But at the same time, it looks like De Grassi starting to get close to the gearbox of Nick Heidfeld on lap 4 of 9 then in this race. 6 laps remaining here for race 2 as they come out of turn 1. Will De Grassi try and make a lunge on Heidfeld? He's 0.6 seconds back from him. It's up into 4th place, goes Robert Kubica at turn 4, turn 1 side, so up into 4th place goes Robert Kubica, but his teammate not giving up on him. Hubert looking back on the inside of him now then, up towards the first chicane. Will he get the move done again? Kubica covers him off to keep on the 4th. Nasr trying to take advantage to try and close up. He closes up a little bit, but he's still not within slipstream range of Hubert, who's still within the slipstream range of teammate Kubica as they round the first chicane now then on the track as he come out of that corner. As meantime, De Grassi looking to try and grab 2nd place from Nick Heidfeld. As Ferrucci's still got a bit of a lead out in front at the moment in the AYP. Meantime, Kubica going defensive as Hubert, his teammate, looks to the outside of him now, then in towards the 2nd chicane. Will Hubert get the move done? And Kubica again covers him off into that 2nd chicane. Nasr now, and even Power getting close to that battle. Remember, Power under investigation for that collision with Rossi at the start, and Habsburg, Newgarden and Aitken under investigation for the turn 1 incident at the start as well. So that's that really. He's now going down towards the chicane. Hubert in the slipstream of Kubica, who's going to look to the inside into the bus stop. Will Hubert try and get the move done? He's got alongside his teammate. Will he take 4th from Robert Kubica into the bus stop? Danny inside he goes, and no, Kubica able to hang it around the outside to keep on the 4th. But the momentum looks like no good traction currently out there for Kubica. Hubert looks to the outside onto this straight, and Nasr looks to try and take advantage as Kubica covers him off. Nasr takes 5th. Will he also try and take 4th at the same time for Kubica? As he could take 2 places in the space of 1 into this corner, and he does so, I think. But no, Kubica's still sticking with him, actually. Kubica just able to hang it around the outside to keep hold of 4th place. Nasr up to 5th, Hubert down to 6th place. Nasr finding himself in a KR Racing sandwich in this race now then, as Power is now out onto the back of that battle as they come around the final 2 turns now, then on the track, heading down the pit straight to Grassi, looking to try and get Heidfeld. Ferrucci sets another fastest lap of 1 minute 51, sorry, .983, as now up towards turn 1 we go. De Grassi, what's the gap between him and Heidfeld this time by? As they come out of turn 1, the gap is 0.7, so Heidfeld's actually upped it by a 10th, so De Grassi still struggling to get all of it at this stage. Nasr dropping back from Kubica, and it seems like Hubert's starting to drop back from Nasr, as now Power looks to the inside of Antoine Hubert. Will he grab 6th place from the Frenchman as they go side by side down towards the first chicane? Hubert though covers off the inside to keep hold of 6th place at this stage now then as they approach the 2nd chicane on the track, and in fact Power's going to try and dive it down the inside into the 2nd chicane, but Hubert's sticking to his guns to keep hold of 6th at this stage of the race. And now Kaiser, the 2 Horizon Motorsport cars, are now right onto this battle for 7th in this race. And Kaiser's going to look to the inside of Power. Will he get the move done on the Aussie now then, as the Aussie having to look to the outside of Hubert, and looks like Kaiser's going to get blocked off a little bit there. Elation tried to look at an advantage there, but didn't quite work out. Power on the outside, and he's going to be 3 wide into the 2nd chicane. Can they keep it clean? Kaiser on the inside, Power on the outside, Hubert in the middle, and they managed to keep it clean there. Kaiser, a brilliant pass to get up to 6th place, sorry. I thought it was for 7th, but it is for 6th place And up into P6 then goes Kyle Kaiser. That's a brilliant double pass from the American. And he gets himself into the points. Power loses out. And now Elation looking to the inside of Will Power up towards that bus-stop chicane. Will Elation grab 8 from him at the moment as Hubert trying to get back on the prowl of Kyle Kaiser for 6th. Down the inside goes Elation on Power and he gets the place. Up to 8th goes Michael Elation. Kvyat now onto the back of this battle, as is Marco Andretti. So 2 more cars have formed up onto that battle at this stage now. As they go down this long straight. Meantime, Hubert not close enough to get Kyle Kaiser around this right-hander. Might try running him down the pit straight if he's lucky enough as they round the right-hander now then on the track. Meantime, now then, Grassi still stuck behind Heidfeld and still not within slipstream range of Mr. Reliable at this stage, coming around the final 2 turns. Meantime, Ferrucci has started lap 6 of 9, so we have 4 laps remaining here for race 2. So that's that for him really. Coming out the final corner there goes Nasr. Meantime, Hubert still trying everything in his power to get back on Kaiser. Kubica now sets the fastest lap. So now Kubica holds on to the bonus point for the fastest lap of the race. The man currently up in 4th place at this race, trying to hunt down Grassi and Heidfeld, who look to fight it out for 2nd place in this race. So that's that really. And so meantime now then Andretti looks to the inside of Daniil Kvyat. Will he take 10th from the Russian as they go down this long straight towards the first chicane? Side by side go Andretti and Kvyat. Towards that first chicane we go. Side by side they go. And has Andretti got the place off Kvyat as they go side by side into the first chicane? Meantime, for Wacko down the inside of Roland. Down the inside goes Andretti and he gets the place. Up into 10th place goes Marco Andretti as Roland takes, well, Roland defends 12th, but Fawako still sticking with him. And brilliant driving from Antonio Fawako, and he gets the place. Fawako up into 12th place, getting in front of Ollie Roland. And now Roland's in the clutches of Kari in a Soemi racing car. Kvyat trying to get back on the prowl of Andretti. Andretti defends the inside. Will Kvyat maybe try and dive it down the inside of the chicane? He's going to try it. Down the inside goes Kvyat, able to get on the brakes, and Kvyat retakes 10th from Marco Andretti there then. So we back up to 10th place goes Daniil Kvyat. And so that's that really. Kubica slowly but surely starting to close up onto Grassi now then. So we could look at a potential podium in this race as Elation piling the pressure on Hubert now then. Power a little bit behind us. Andretti back down the inside of Kvyat and he retakes 10th. So back up to 10th goes Marco Andretti through the bus stop chicane there as Roland still under pressure from Nico Kari as they go down this long straight now. Then Kari looks to the outside of Roland. Will Roland maybe cover him off? Kari just able to get it there, but Roland fends him off and Nico has to concede there as a result. So that's that really. As up into 7th goes Michael Elation. He got the move done round that right-hander going into the same section. So up into 7th place goes Michael Elation. And now Hubert again under pressure from Will Power's Dacia Eldorado as they round the final turn on the track. And Power looking to get Hubert on this lap now. Then down the pit straight, will Power get the move done as he's in the slipstream of Hubert now. Then he's going to look to the inside, but Hubert covers him off to keep out of 8th place into turn 1 there then. So brilliant defensive driving there from Hubert, but Power not giving up there. He's down this long straight. He's going to get alongside Hubert. Will he try and grab Antoine Hubert on this lap now as they go side by side down towards the first chicane? Side by side they go. Hubert trying to stick with it, but has to concede in the end. And, well, Power just had a lot more momentum and he gets up into 8th place. Hubert trying to stick with his slipstream to maybe try and get him back in a little bit as meantime Kvyat starting to fall back now from Andretti. And lots of separations going on now. Then Hubert, can he possibly try and find a way back through on Power down this long straight? Down towards this long straight we go before approaching the 2nd chicane. Power goes defensive. Hubert's going to look to the outside. And Power looks like he might have him covered off into this chicane now, then, which he does. So Power holds on to P8 for the moment from Hubert. But Hubert's going to try and dive it down the inside into the 2nd chicane. Isn't able to make it work out. Power able to fend off 8th place at this stage now then. And you can tell that Kubica slowly but surely closing in, but he's only got 2 and a bit laps in which to try and chase him down. Meantime, Ferrucci, we haven't really talked about much in this race, continuing to lead the way here in the AYP racing car as he looks to try and grab his first ever IFMC GP3 victory and AYP's first since I think Magny-Cours last season. I could be wrong, it could have been Monza last season, but I'll have to double check on that. But Ferrucci looking strong as he went through that right-hander. And in the meantime, Elation starting to close in on Kaiser for for P6, and Hubert now starts to lose time to a power as Kvyat's back up to 10th. He's retaken Andretti. Andretti up to 10th, but Andretti trying to get him back into the stadium section. Side by side to go now then, up towards the right-hander. He will go. Has he got the place back of Kvyat? Kvyat still sticking with him round the outside, round that right-hander, and Kvyat keeps hold of the place for Wacko and Roland, and maybe even Kari as well. Start to get close. Rossi's up to 15th on his comeback. So, that's that for him really as far as he's concerned. As here is Ferrucci, who has started his penultimate lap of the race here at Hockenheim. He's got a 4.4 second lead in front of Nick Heidfeld, and everything's looking good for him to take his first ever IFMC GP3 victory. But he's just got to keep the nerves in check at this stage as he heads down this straight towards the first chicane on the track. Grassi in third place, just hasn't got the pace to Heidfeld. Heidfeld keeping him back for the moment, and Kubica I think is a little bit too far back. He'll have to hope for a mistake from either of them in front to try and get a podium here in race 2 as Kubica comes out of that corner. Meantime, things have slowly started to calm down a little bit down the field. So that's that for that really, and it seems that everybody's now possibly settled into a rhythm. As we said, Habsburg in 21st, and well, it could have further implications if he's found guilty for causing that crash with Aitken and Newgarden at the start of the race. So that's that really. Is Habsburg now then going around these section of corners as he just rounds the final corner to start his penultimate lap of the race. Luckily for him, he's not going to be a lap down because Ferrucci is only just coming down the last of the 4 long straights, and Ferrucci just at this, well, Habsburg probably just came out of the last corner at this stage. Meantime, it seems that everybody seems to have calmed down now into well, I say that now because Roland's looking to the inside of Antonio Fuwaka. Will he grab 12th place back off the AYP racing driver? And he can. Back up to 12th place goes Ollie Roland, and now Andretti finding himself in a Pennzoil Grand Prix sandwich. Both of them doing a good job getting up the field, although it won't be points. It's good considering that they only started 20th and 21st after being involved in a crash that we were unable to catch on the cameras. Meantime, Ferrucci has just came out of the final corner, and Santino Ferrucci has just started his final lap here for race 2. It's been a brilliant race for Ferrucci as far as he's concerned. He started in 2nd place, was able to get a jump on Hubert at the start of the race, and from that point he was able to get away from the rest of the pack. Nobody could even touch the American at this stage, and well, it's just been a dream race for the AYP racing driver, and if he could just keep his nerves, he's looking good to get his first ever IFMC GP3 victory. But he's just got to keep the nerves in check as he comes out of the first chicane now then on the track before approaching that second chicane now then. Ferrucci doing a good job out in front, and this will really help AYP Racing in the Teams Championship because they've not been doing particularly well this season, must be said, down in 10th place, but this will really help them out in their battle with Horizon Motorsport and of course American Engineering, I think the other team is. I might be wrong, unless they're 7th actually. I can't remember who the team is in 8th. Shadow Racing as well, that's the one, in their battle for 8th in the Teams Championship with Shadow Racing. And maybe even 7th as well, because American Engineering ain't that far in front. So this will definitely help nicely for AYP Racing as things have settled down in the top 6. So they look settled. In fact, no relations up to 6th. He's got the place off Kaiser. He must have got him at turn 1. So up to 6th place goes Michael Elation as now Power tries to attack Kaiser again for 7th place into the bus stop chicane. Side by side they go as Habsburg sets the fastest lap. So Habsburg now holding on to the bonus point for the fastest lap of the race. So the gap will actually be 2 points between Newgarden and Habsburg in this race, after this race, because of him setting the fastest lap. And up to 7th place goes Will Power, and now Kaiser having to fend off Hubert. We'll have to check on them in a little bit, but meantime, here's Santino Ferrucci, who's coming up towards the final 2 corners. He has done an amazing job in this race. Round the final corner, and for the first time in his career, it is going to be Santino Ferrucci who wins race 2 here at Hockenheim. Congratulations to him and the AYP Racing team. He takes his first ever GP3 victory and AYP's first since last season. Welcome back to the top step, AYP. Nick Heidfeld finishes in 2nd, Lucas Di Grassi 3rd, Robert Kubica 4th, Felipe Nasr 5th, Michael Elation rounds out the points in 6th, Will Power for now in 7th because of his investigation with a collision with Rossi. Kaiser just holds on for 8th, Hubert 9th, disappointed from pole position, Kvyat 10th, Andretti 11th, Roland 12th, Fuwaka 13th, Kari 14th, Rossi 15th, Aitken 16th, Apt in 17th, Vinio will cross the line in 18th, Buemi only managing 19th in the end, Davidson will cross the line in 20th place in the Shadow Racing car. So across the line he goes, and a little bit later on, here he is, we'll see Ferdinand Habsburg cross the line in 21st and last. He is holding on to the bonus point for the fastest lap of the race, so he is salvaging something, but he is still under investigation for that turn 1 incident with Aitken and Newgarden, so be aware of that as they come around the right hand now. Then Habsburg using that little bit of tarmac on the left hand side, and he now just goes around these section of corners. Habsburg now then rounds the final few turns, and he will now come up towards the final 2 corners, and Habsburg will come around the final corner and he will finish in 21st position. So not a good day for Ferdinand Habsburg, and there you go, then he finishes in 21st position. There you are. Then in the end, Santino Ferrucci wins the race, his first ever IFMC GP3 victory, and a fully deserved one nonetheless. So there you have it then, guys. After all of that, here is the results of race 2 here at Hockenheim. Santino Ferrucci won the race with Nick Heidfeld in 2nd. Lucas Di Grassi finished in 3rd, with Robert Kubica 4th, Felipe Nasr 5th, Michael Elation in 6th, with Will Power for now in 7th, with Carl Kaiser 8th, Antoine Hubert 9th, Daniil Kvyat in 10th, Marco Andretti 11th, Oliver Rowland 12th, Antonio Fuoco in 13th, with Nico Kari in 14th. And if we scroll down the rest of the field, it is Alexander Rossi 15th, Jack Aitken 16th, Daniel Lapton 17th, with Eero Vainio in 18th, Sébastien Buemi 19th, Anthony Davidson in 20th, Ferdinand Habsburg, the last of the finishers, in 21st, and the only retirement being Josef Newgarden, the championship leader, thanks to being involved in that crash. The gap now, unless Habsburg's fastest lap got taken away. Speaking of which, let's have a look and see what the fastest lap of the race went to, and it did go to Ferdinand Habsburg with a 1:51.786, so he does get the bonus point for the fastest lap of the race, which means the gap between him and Newgarden in the championship is now down to just 2 points, as he was 300 quicker than Robert Kubica in the end there then. So there you have it then, guys. That has been it for race 2 here for GP3. GP3 will be back next weekend at Budapest, but stick around now, guys, because coming up next is a sprint race for IFMC GP2, which sees Nobuharu Matsushita, thanks to the revised results, on pole position, with Jolyon Palmer 2nd, and in 3rd place will be Lando Norris. So if you want to go and grab a quick drink, then you can. The podium for GP3 is coming away just after this, but until then, I've been JWF1, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Enjoy the GP3 podium.